The story behind the Boston Marathon bombings continues to unfold. It's not clear tonight when or what charges will be filed against the lone surviving suspect.
He was captured Friday after an intense manhunt. As our Brad Hicks was in the thick of it all, he has this report.
We just saw about 50 to 60 police cars going 60 to 70 miles an hour, lights and sirens on. They turned into School Street, a small street off the main road here. A sense of urgency that we have not seen since we've been on. This was amazing. Literally, we have officers right now running past us with high-powered rifles.
And this is in Watertown we're looking at here.
This is in Watertown right now. We have officers who just ran past us with high-powered rifles. It would appear they have, they're chasing after something here.
Brad joins us now. That was Friday morning.
That was Friday morning.
Before the suspect was captured later that evening. I can't imagine what it was like. Share.
Well, I've never in my 22 years of doing this ever experienced anything like this. I've never seen that level of show of force except for after 9/11, but it was a whole different situation after 9/11. It was a somewhat static situation, if you will, this being a very active search. And, you know, at one point, Sean Patrick asked me, he said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of intensity? And you can see in some of the video that we'll show you here. And I told him, it's been a 10 all morning. It doesn't get any more intense than that. I'm going to start off, I want to show you a map that we put together of Watertown so you at home can get a little better idea as to where I was positioned and where the whole search area was, if you will. This is the quarantined area you see right here. This line along here was Armory Road. It was about 1.5 miles. This is about 3/4 of a mile, and then back down to the intersection down there. That was the area that was sealed off, if you will. Now, it wasn't a perfect triangle like this. There are a lot of little residential streets in here, so it was somewhat jagged. We were, the sound you just heard a moment ago, we were positioned right here at this corner, and that's where we were for most of the morning. A little while later in the morning, we decided to work our way. This is sort of an industrial area down here, industrial and commercial. We decided to work our way back up here, back up into these residential neighborhoods to see what was going on in there, and that's where we saw military police pounding on doors, yelling at people to stay inside and whatnot. And we had actually been able to drive this route all the way from here and back up in the morning, but when we tried to get back later in the afternoon, this area here was shut off, and the reason we learned that was now been shut off is because I think they were getting an idea that this is where the suspect was. So we actually drove about 2 blocks away from where the suspect was ultimately caught. We have some more video I think we can show you of what it was like out there, and I'll head back to the desk with Ted and Mary. It was intense. I mean, there were police vehicles from every jurisdiction you can think of, these armored vehicles as well, just flying back and forth. And very unpredictable situation.
We felt that intensity watching it. We felt, you know, being of people there, like having you there and people who have visited there. I lived in Boston for a short time. You felt this connection. Was it as intense when you were there? Did you feel like you were a part of the people that lived there?
Well, there was 2 different experiences when we were there. You know, when we got out there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we were covering aftermath of the marathon, the president's visit, things like that. And there was a great sense of unity, and you know, and Bostonians were coming together, and you know, the sort of thing you see after in any community after those tragedies. But Thursday night and Friday over in Watertown, that was a whole different situation. There was no one to talk to. It was a ghost town because the entire town was shut down.
And everybody obeyed that, so you weren't able to kind of, okay, I see.
All right. Nice job by you and photojournalist Jeff Frings, in a city that you don't know very well at all. You'd only been there as a kid once, right?
Learned it pretty well in the last 3 or 4 days, though.
Glad you're back safe.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you. All right. Thanks, Brad.